soy Melina Biohacker y estoy con alguien que no necesita introducción. Él es una estrella del biohacking, de la espiritualidad y del fitness.
Hola.
Ben Greenfield. Hola, Ben.
And that is all the Spanish I know. Except taco and enchilada.
We are so happy to be today with you. And the first question is, what is the weirdest biohack that impacted your health in the most positive way?
The weirdest biohack? Oh gosh, probably hanging upside down from a yoga trapeze for a half hour with the probiotic enema infused up my colon to establish better colonic flora. I guess that's the first thing that comes to mind. That's weird enough. But I hang from a yoga trapeze every day. It's fantastic for the spine. I swing right, it's in my living room. I swing and I hang upside down, but yeah, sometimes if I do something like that, that's only like, once every couple of months. It's great, you use yogurt and kefir and things like that. So, I mean, you asked, so I answered, and that's the weirdest thing I'd say that I could think of.
And what are your top 3 health interventions or biohacks for the mind?
Oh, for the mind? Well, I think the first one is red light therapy for the neural tissue. A lot of these helmets that they make now that you can use to bathe the skull in red light. I think it's very, very helpful for the mitochondria in your neural tissue, and I think that for brain health is amazing. I think elevating levels of ketone esters, whether via diet or whether consumption of ketones, is also wonderful for the brain because it gives your glial cells a very stable source of fuel. Your brain needs glucose. You need a good 20 to 40 grams of glucose a day to keep your brain humming along. But once you've got that covered, ketones and supplementing with ketones particularly, or doing some type of dietary restriction so your body naturally enters a level of ketosis. These ketones, they're fantastic for brain health, and obviously they're becoming more and more popular, especially ketone esters, which are the more efficacious form of ketones. And then the last one is super simple, and that's to learn something new as much as possible. My rule is every day I need to do something that kind of makes smoke come out my ears. Makes my brain go, oh, what's going on right now? Because it's very easy to get into your comfort zone and read the books you're used to reading, and maybe play guitar if you're used to playing guitar. But you got to learn new things a lot. Like I have a harmonica back in my room and a little travel piano. And so tonight when I get back to my room, I actually make it a point. I carve out some time and I'll pull up, how to a harmonica song on the computer and learn how to play it, or I'll take out the little electrical piano and unfold that and play a little bit, and just learning new things. And for me, it's musical instruments. Like, I think musical instruments are language. Like, those are 2 good ways to learn new things, because unlike crossword puzzles or Sudoku or something like that, they're functional, right? You learn a language, like Spanish, obviously, which I need to do. You can go and speak a different language, or musical instruments, right? If you learn a new musical instrument, you can entertain people, or play wonderful songs. So yeah, I think probably the top 3 would be red light, ketones, just learning new things.
And the top 3 for the body?
Oh, for fitness, I think probably some of the most efficacious things out there right now would be blood flow restriction training. Tourniquets around the arms or the legs to put the muscles into a hypoxic state and fill them with lactic acid, so they're fooled into thinking they're lifting a heavy weight. I'll do these like when I'm traveling, and if I don't have time to go to a gym and lift heavy weights. That's one. The next one would be some type of regularly scheduled hot and cold practice. For me, that's 4 to 5 times a week, getting very hot and then following that up with something very cold. It's wonderful for fat loss and for hormones and the like. And then the last one would be single set to failure resistance training. Like today, I didn't have a lot of time, but even here on the expo floor, I went downstairs and I spent like 6 minutes just doing the machine down there called the ARX, which is very, very hard. Just 1 set back and forth, just 1 set for the chest and 1 set rowing and 1 set for the legs, and single set to absolute failure. And if you're crunched for time, it's a very good way to get strong. You don't have to have a fancy machine. You can get like dumbbells, just do very, very slow overhead press, very, very slow down, and chest press and row, and maybe a leg press or a squat, and maybe a pull up or a pull down. And when you do this, you move very slow, at 30 seconds up, 30 seconds down, single set to failure. And it's interesting because if you look at, a lot of the fitness advice, say Men's Health or Women's Health magazine or something like that, they say, oh, you have 4 sets, 5 sets, 10, 12 reps. And that's a lot of trickle down information from the bodybuilding industry, which, they spend a lot of time in the gym, they're gym rats. But for those of us who have less time to go to the gym, it's like, no, you don't have to do an hour. Like, you can go there for like 15 minutes, just go super duper heavy, 1 set to failure. And it's a good little time hack. So yeah, I'd say blood flow restriction training, hot and cold thermogenesis, in some form of super slow single set to failure training. If you do just those 3 things on a regular basis, you're gonna be pretty fit. And people are like, what about cardio? Well, it's super slow training. It causes a lot of peripheral blood resistance and it raises the heart rate. And so it's almost like you're getting a cardio workout at the same time you're getting a strength workout. And so if you're doing that, and then maybe just making a point to walk a lot and stay kind of physically active during the day, then cardiovascularly you can be pretty healthy as well.
That's great. So the exercises that you say for the cert is the like this, like this.
Yeah, the
like
best
this?
protocol would let's 5 exercises: chest press, row, pull up or pull down, a shoulder press, and a leg press or a squat. Like just those 5 exercises. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. That was a good squat.
I have to admit, I have a lot to learn. And Ben, if ever you're feeling a little down or something like this, what do you do? Because I read in your Instagram that you have a feel-good stack.
Feel-good stack would be, I think you're referring to a post I made yesterday when I flew into London about what I do on the airplane to fight against a lot of airline inflammation. And for that I use NAD, I use magnesium, and I use ketones. And those 3 together really help if you're flying. But I can tell you even better than that, like I will not lie to you, like right now I'm jet lagged. I flew in last night, and always the first night, you don't sleep super duper well. So right now, I'm more tired than I would normally be. And so my hack for that, certainly you can drink a cup of coffee, or do the methylene blue or any of the supplements downstairs that people are doing for their brain. But the 2 things that I focus on, if I'm very tired and I'm at, and I got to be social and be at an event like this and go, is you think of 2 things. You think, okay, love, like love other people, because love gives you energy, right? And so if you pour love into other people and try to figure out how can I help people with something, like you and I are talking right now, and I'm happy and I have energy because I know people get helped by something I'm saying. At least I hope so. And so love, and then I have this. It's actually a Bible verse. There's a Bible verse that I look at when I'm feeling really down, or I feel like, oh gosh, there's no way I'm going to get through the day because I didn't sleep a lot and I have so much to do, and I got to go on stage and give a talk and do interviews with crazy people like you, and so I read this Bible verse, and the Bible verse goes like this. It says, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me, because I love Jesus and I feel like I draw on Jesus Christ's power, and so I think, okay, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. God, just help me go out and love other people today. And even if it's just that, if you don't make coffee, and you don't make biohacks, and you don't make laser lights and all that stuff, that's what I'll do to give myself a little bit of spiritual energy.
I can do all things through Christ,
Who strengthens me. Yes. Yeah.
whose strength gives me.
Yeah. It's a good thing to memorize and remember. God can help you.
This is so wonderful. I was going to ask your mental strategy for overcoming anything, but this is what you just told us.
Yeah, that one, and then the other one that's really good is love believes all, love bears all, love endures all, and love hopes all, right? And that's another verse from the Bible, and it relates to what I was saying about love, right? So if you're projecting the emotion of love, you can endure through anything, you can hope through anything, you can believe through anything, you can bear through anything. And so you put those words on your heart, and I think that's really helpful also.
Thank you. This means a lot. Thank you so much. Can I give you a hug?
Thanks. Yeah, you can give me a hug. We can't talk about love and not have a hug.
Thank you so much, Ben. So, where can we learn more about you? I have been cooking from your cookbook in Argentina, and my friends love.
Maybe I need to do a Spanish first. Maybe you can help me with that. I'll have to come to Argentina and take cooking lessons. I cheated because I wore a shirt that says it, but you just go to bengreenfieldlife.com, and I gotta get the food off my shirt now. It's embarrassing. BenGreenfieldlife.com.